What's up, YouTube?
What up, YouTube?
Welcome to another episode of Creativity
Unsheathed.
I'm Oliver Siegler.
And I'm Nino.
And yes, we are brothers.
Yes.
And this is a show where we feel where you can bloom after the storm.
Yes.
And today we're looking at Storm #1. You get the cover by Art Germ.
Art Germ did a cover?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's pretty well known for for the way he draws women, and yeah, it looks pretty damn cool. But yeah, so it's a brand new release by one of my favorite writers, Ann Nocenti. And for those who don't know Ann Nocenti, she did The Seeds with Dark Horse. She did Ruby Falls and
Long Shot,
co-creating with Art Adams. She did Daredevil. She did some Batmans. Yeah, and she did one of my favorite story arcs on Kid Eternity. Oh. So, she's definitely up there as my aspiring writers to look up to. So Ann Nocenti writes in here the kind of like the evolution of Storm. She was once a thief. She was a goddess, and now she rocks like a punk rock look. Really embracing her mutant side, not so much
her goddess side.
Yeah, or whatever she's labeled as.
Right.
We see Storm as that leader when she takes over when Scott leaves. Mm-hmm. So it takes place during Uncanny X-Men 176.
Right.
I feel like she kind of pulled, from Life, Death, or just her time being editor on X-Men, because here it talks about her losing her power.
Right.
Right. And then and she's trying to refine herself as a human being, as a person, and just being in that crossroads,
right?
Within herself. And I think that's pretty cool that that Ann Nocenti takes from here and she kind of applies it, to this Storm story
today. Yeah.
So here's the creative team.
It says here, editor's note: the story takes place around the frame time of Uncanny X-Men number 176,
and but then this one is in 186. So we can have like 10 issue gap of of history that Ann Nocenti kind of played with during that time as editor. And coming back as a writer, maybe she's like tying up some loose ends, or maybe there's some untreaded waters that she could
probably experiment with.
Right? And especially with someone like Storm, who has that that internal dilemma. I think that's pretty relatable. I think
that journey of self-discovery.
Yeah.
Like, who am I? Like, what am I doing? What am I supposed to do?
Mm-hmm. So you were seeing here a classic duel between the Brotherhood and X-Men.
Totally feels so rich back in the days.
Definitely.
Feels like those old school classics, stories against the Brotherhood.
Right. Classic good versus evil.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool that Ann Nocenti is adding to the continuity.
Yeah.
That she knows.
Yeah. Instead of trying to reinvent or revamp.
Right.
Just adding to it. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So I guess it's like that's the OG way of of telling stories back in the day, right? Just taking the continuity and just going with it.
And it's like you can pull any of these X-Men characters and give them like a dense background, a dense history,
Yeah, totally. I mean, you just gotta know how to execute the writing. Yeah, and I think that's where like some writers don't know how to do characterization, or like don't know how to deep dive into something like properly.
Right.
So you're seeing these internal dilemma with the team as Storm being leader. You have Kitty Pryde here, like contradicting Storm because she's treating Kitty pretty unfairly.
Yeah.
Knowing, calling Kitty Pryde pretty much calling her a hypocrite, knowing her history. but
how she can just suddenly make those changes, but Kitty can't.
Yeah, and it's like how am I supposed to follow this leader who changed herself into this from a goddess?
Right.
You know. Right. And it's like what she did too, like her battle against
the Morlocks and Callisto.
Yeah, I don't know. They're like Kitty kind of is like in between of respecting Storm, and then you have Rogue who's just freshly joined a team.
Right.
Doesn't know how to play a team, be a team player.
Yeah.
You know, like just knowing her years as a baddie beforehand.
Oh yeah, with the Brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So she's trying to learn the ways of the X-Men and by Storm's leadership. But again, knowing Storm's background or history is like, how can I respect you?
Right, as if like Storm she feels like she has more entitlement because she's older, and
yeah, right.
Maybe Rogue just brand new.
Right, and just because you're labeled leader doesn't mean so.
Yeah.
It's like just trying to find that middle ground of understanding each other.
I like how they blended this advertisement with the colors.
I don't know if that's bad or good. It's like if it's just part of it.
Right.
But so we have Storm here in her eternal monologue and just trying to be one with nature and trying to rethink things as a leader and choices. But it seems like something is going on. Who manipulated the water? The tides at that.
Oh. It's turning against her.
So she doesn't know if she's doing it herself or could it be someone else.
Right.
Right? Kind of like two left hands, two right hands?
Yeah, almost like two left hands. Oh no, yeah, almost two right hands. Fun day at the beach.
It's kind of weird. Like after they just fought Brotherhood, let's go to the beach.
Like, oh, I need to relax now.
It's like, all right, it's totally X-Men story.
Like, it's like PE time.
All right, let's go get some pizza after this or something. Oh, straight up Moses.
Wow. So it is Storm.
So her powers may be malfunctioning. Maybe it's all part of like her emotions that she's dealing with.
Mm-hmm. Her change.
Right. So like maybe there's something internally that's like really like messing up her powers.
Yeah.
And you have Rogue trying to intervene in her dilemma with Storm, but with her baddie ways, she might influence her in a negative way.
Oh yeah, try to manipulate her.
Right. Yeah. Storm riding a bike. That's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it suits her in her punk rock outfit.
Yeah, who knew she knew how to ride a bike?
So so this is like an environmental friendly type device. Oh, cool.
Snake oil.
Nice. I'm a climate scientist. That's cool. I like how she's... Oh, no. I like the silhouette right here. It's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
And then that sun right behind it. It's cool.
It looks like a real movie.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Like Purple Rain.
So she looked like she might find herself a new friend. So heading back to the X Mansion. They come back, and of course Kitty probably comes back with a tattoo, and Storm don't like that. And then of course Kitty's throwing back in her face, well, if you can change your look, I can get a tattoo, right?
Yeah.
It's like this
rebellious,
like hypocrisy and double standard type argument, but it's like, you know, they're gonna leave it up to Professor to take care of this drama, but man.
Look at the TV.
I wonder what he's watching.
Looks like the waves
So he
of what happened earlier.
probably watching the news, you know?
Yeah. See, I kind of like how this is still like in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Because I figure what Jim Lee designed his 1990s hover.
Oh, that is right.
The hover wheelchair.
Right. Oh.
So we didn't see it till later after he put in the cartoon.
So we're getting like the Dave Cockrum.
Yeah, like
design.
So it's like she really did pull out from the 80s X-Men. Yeah, that's cool. Nice. Oh yeah, of course, but costume. Yeah, he's pretty chill about it. He's making her think about it, you know, not taking sides.
Not punishing right away, you know.
Yeah, almost like letting you make your choices for yourself.
Right, and then think
not
about
just dealing with that whatever may come because you made that choice.
Right, now you gotta think about what you've done.
Yeah.
So we have Storm on her own again, trying to deal with the conflicts at home and her eternal conflicts.
So she's controlling the rain, but she's getting hail. She doesn't know, what have I done?
So more of a hailstorm. To think it's her, but no, it's
some dude that will say, "I will help."
Who is he? Might be a new character for the X-Men. A new villain.
Oh wow, another Wind Rider, huh?
So there's more than
That's
one.
That's cool. Never seen that before.
Another, like a villain?
Like another Storm, but like a villain. Other than the Weather Wizard, Flash Rogue.
Oh, okay. Oh. Well, maybe Storm. This time Storm will be her match.
Right? Yeah. See. Oh, yeah. So like Ann Nocenti actually became a new character, a new villain. So I had no name.
Yet. You gotta find out in issue 2.
Oh.
Man. And I'm definitely gonna pick up issue 2 because I really want to know. Not just because I'm a fan of Ann Nocenti, but it's like she's a great writer and she just knows how to execute.
Wow. Yeah, no name. Well, I guess we'll find out next issue.
Yeah, seriously, we will. Okay. I'm looking. I'm waiting. All right, y'all. That's Storm number 1, the latest release from Ann Nocenti at Marvel. And if you haven't picked it up, you just looked at it, but it's a better experience if you get one in your own hands, you know, or if you're willing to wait for, you know, trade paperback. I don't know how long that's going to take, but this is I would like to recommend it. If you're a Storm fan, X-Men fan, Ann Nocenti fan,
yes,
it's definitely something to add to the X-Men collection. And, you know, we definitely feel like she really did pull from here because, you know, she's rocking the mohawk and she lost her powers here. So it's like she's trying to, like what Ann Nocenti did here, she's trying to deal with that internal struggle of redefining herself as a human being now, you know, knowing that I have no more power. I'm no longer this goddess I was once was. And we're seeing here that it was Gyrick who shot her with a weapon that Forge made, but he didn't know if it's going to be like temporary on that person who gets shot if the power gets if they're gone temporarily right now, you know. So he kind of has that guilt, and that's why he has her in his hologram facility. So he's trying to like find ways to channel her powers back out, like, you know,
reprogram it, like
reprogram your puberty, you know.
Oh, yeah,
you know, because
yeah.
you know how you know, that's how you get the power, right? Your mutant power, the X gene.
Trying to restructure it.
Yeah. So, you know, seems like he's trying to make that amends and trying to, you know, have her get out of it. And, you know, Chris Claremont, you know, did a pretty good job executing the story, knowing that it was Ann Nocenti being the editor, you know, just capturing emotion between Forge and Storm, who I think were lovers or are lovers in this one, like girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend or something. So, you know, it's pretty cool that she pulls from here, she pulls from history, and just builds on that continuity.
Whole Storm story right here.
Yeah, and the artist is by Barry Windsor Smith. For those who are wondering.
Wow, look at that ring.
Yeah, it's really powerful stuff.
Yeah,
that's really good. And Barry Windsor Smith does a really good texture, and I think this is some of the art that Jim Lee copies from. Right, like just the way he does some hatchings here. Like the hatchings on.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's totally Jim Lee.
Right there.
Like, but it's Barry Windsor Smith, obviously. But it's like you kind of know where Jim Lee got it from. His amalgam of artists that he got inspired by.
For sure.
You know. But you know, Barry Windsor Smith is one of those guys. So yeah, I mean, this is another good X-Men classic to add to the collection. And Ann Nocenti is an editor here, and now she writes it. So so added it to the collection, and if you're a fan of X-Men, fan of Storm, again fan of Ann Nocenti, whatever bin that you find it in, give it a good home. And if you have an awesome comic book store that still has enough copies, pick it up.
Yeah, just came out recently, so.
Yeah. We're gonna end this segment with a motivational quote for you all, to go forward with in your life.
Yes.
And this one is by Kathy Gwinswit. She's a comic strip artist. And she states, "Let yourself regraduate every 4 years. Celebrate what you have done. Admit what you have not done. Think about what is important to you and make some changes. If you give yourself a chance to move on, you can do anything."
Nice. Very fitting.
Yeah, I mean, it's really fitting for Storm's predicament, with her internal conflict, and just trying to redefine yourself as a human being, and after you observe the world for what it is, not taking it for face value, but really trying to dig deep in what the world is around you.
Yeah.
And
how you can contribute to it for the good.
Yeah, and how can you express your ability?
Yeah.
As a creative person, and Ann Nocenti does a good job of executing characterization and knowing what the character is going through, what the character needs, the wants. It's not just I'm hearing a talking scene. You know? Like she really knows how to dig deep into a character.
She makes you feel for the character.
Yeah, and I've never felt any closer to Storm, to be honest. It's like after reading this story, it's like, man, who can't relate to an X-Man? Just being different.
Yeah, trying to fit in, trying to be liked or accepted.
So stay true to yourself. We're gonna keep saying that, but there's no any further away from the truth. You won't know till you do it. You won't know who you are till you really figure out
what it is you want.
So until next time, y'all.
Till next time.
Stay good, do good, be good. And
peace.
Peace.